Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today Hera's on the hunt for Danegeld as he, playing as the Vikings in blue, prepares to take on Mr. Yo, playing as the Cumans in red. Now while the players herd their herbables, explore their immediate surroundings with piggly wigglies and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. Not a bad opportunity for us to take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Vikings are a civilization focusing primarily on their infantry. Starting in Feudal Age, all Viking infantry units get 20% more HP automatically and can be upgraded to get a big ol' +5 attack boost against cavalry, which might be bad news bears for our Cuman, a very nice mounted civilization we'll get into in a second. Now, by the way, this boost does benefit the first unique unit of the Vikings, the Berserker. This is a durable, well-armored, strong infantry unit whose health automatically regenerates at a rate of 40 HP per minute. Now, infantry units generally move slowly on the battlefield, so to support them, Viking archer line units can be upgraded to get a small +1 attack boost. To afford their military endeavors, the Vikings do get wheelbarrow and handcart for free, which means when they reach the next age and the age after that, their economy is roided up right from the very beginning. And their infantry, which already come with a few cool features I just mentioned, can be upgraded even more to earn gold when they kill villagers, monks, and trade units. Now, whose villagers might our Viking be interested in killing in this matchup? Look no further to the right side of the map where we've got Mr. Yo playing as the Cumans, an incredibly fast civilization with a number of very cool features that makes them dangerous basically in the beginning, the middle, and the later stages of every single game. To start with, all of their mounted units move progressively faster as the game goes on, all the way up to 15% faster in Imperial, which does help them better maneuver their unique unit, the Kipchak, a mounted archer unit that fires multiple arrows at once, although only the first arrow does full damage. Now, some mounted units from the Cumans, their scout line units, their step lancers, their cav archers, can be upgraded to train in half the time so they can start pumping out vast quantities of military to run across the map and overrun their opponent. Now, if you want to put some fast early game pressure on your opponent, you can actually build a siege workshop in the Feudal Age, although you are limited to building only rams. Or if you prefer military but want something a little bit more mobile than the slow, plodding, molasses in January moving ram, well, then every single archery range, every single stable for the Cumans costs only 100 wood, so you can build a few extra ones earlier on. Now, if military isn't your bag, baby, you want to do something economic, well, the Cumans are the only civ in the game that can actually build a second town center in the Feudal Age, although remember that does take time away from gathering resources, pulls a huge number of villagers off the production line, and generally, if discovered by your opponent, is let's say punished, to put not too lightly. By the way, like the Goths, the Cumans do not get stone walls, but unlike the Goths, to protect their settlements, all of their palisade walls and gates come with 33% more HP, so not the worst waller-offs in the game, if I can use that phrase. Probably the second worst, or maybe no, probably the second worst wallers off. Who's kidding who? I was thinking a few days ago we watched a game with the Huns, and during a live stream, and I lamented that the Huns can't even build houses as part of any kind of wall offs, but they're not at least limited to just their palisades. So both players are in fact heading up to the next age. Hera with 3 idled seconds on his TC will be hitting Feudal Age 3 whole seconds behind Mr. Yo. Let's take a look at the bases. Both players are at 18 villagers a pop. Both players look like they have skipped Loom, although I'm assuming it will get queued up the second the Roman numeral 2 at the bottom left of our screen gets exhausted. The attack path between the bases, for the first time in a long time, there's actually a counter spawn. One player spawning at the 3 o'clock position, one player spawning more or less in the 9 o'clock position. Not something you see every game in Age of Empires. Attack path, pretty much A to B with 3 forests in between. It looks like Mr. Yo's left forest, Hera's right forest. Primary gold and stone for our Viking. Nice and secure to the back. I like that. Extra stone to the top, extra gold to the top, and then extra third gold not too far away. Barry's in the forward position. And it looks like Hera not yet interested in reaching out to the forest in the front, which I'm assuming he has seen as part of any kind of wall off. Mr. Yo, by the way, has seen where his opponent is. In 2 seconds, the line of sight on the scout will get better, which means he should see the stone. without much problem. So he sees both resources out of the rear, and immediately a second TC, and immediately Hera spots it. And by the way, no Loom yet. Loom is still 4 seconds away. He kills a villager right before Loom completes. How sour is that for Mr. Yo? That is, yeah, that's like lemon bush sour. That is a little bit ridiculous. And looks like Hera's trying to poach a Piggly Wiggly as well. Not content with murdering a villager, he wants to then deprive the others of having a succulent meal at the end of their arduous workday. For our Cuman, who, like I said, initially pulled 9 villagers, now pulling 8 because one of those villagers, unfortunately for Mr. Yo, did die. 9 villagers, 8 villagers out of 19 Vilpop is about half of your economy, is currently constructing a town center. And now that it's complete, let's see. The name of the game here for Hera is punish, punish, punish. But let's actually finish looking where the resources are. Primary gold exposed to the front, stone and additional gold nice and secure to the rear. Extra gold to the top, extra stone to the bottom. So a few resources are exposed here on the left. A few resources are safe to the back. Mr. O opting with his second town center to go for the wood. Not a bad idea at all. And now Hera's here with 2 scouts. I'm assuming this quick moving blue dot on the minimap is a third one. And like I said, the name of the game for the Viking right now is punish this greedy second town center play by his opponent. Name of the game for Mr. Yo, stay alive long enough until that economic engine kicks in, because you best believe Hera will be taking a significant military and age up lead. I'm assuming he's going to hit Castle Age before Mr. Yo can even dream about clicking up to the Castle Age. Remember, these are not Britain, these are not Bulgarian town centers, they are full price. Oh no, another villager. Okay, Hera's doing a decent job punishing this. Goes back for a third. Please, sir, I want some more, he says, as he runs into the TC Archer Fire. Or I guess the TC Villager Fire in this case. Archery lessons are mandatory, much like the longbowmen of England of yore. In Age of Empires, every single villager, doesn't matter what your work designation is, if you're a berry picker, a farmer, a lumberjack, a quarry worker, a gold miner, everyone on Sunday has to take bow and arrow lessons so that if they ever find themselves stuck inside a castle, a tower, a town center, they can fire upon their opponents. Hera halfway to Castle Age, 440 food, 154 gold. He's getting a market. What's he going to do? Is he going to sell his stone? Selling stone is an interesting move when you're trying to punish a 2-town center play from the Cuman, because generally the way you want to punish this is with a big old juicy castle. And so I'm assuming, I shouldn't assume anything, but I'm hoping for Hera's sake that he doesn't sell his stone. Oh no, looked like they got stuck there. Okay, he's buying food for gold. He's now 200 food, 70 gold away from clicking up to the next stage. He does have a little bit of wood he can sell. Absolutely epic game so far. I mean, we're 14 minutes in. Usually this is around the time he bought food. Okay, he did sell stone. Okay, he needs just 38 nuggets, 70 gold coins, doubloons, and he'll be able to click up. Usually at this stage of the game, this is when we get our first kill. But Hera, knowing who he's playing against, how many games lately have we watched during a live stream? We had an evening of Mr. Yo games. We had some Empire War games with him. When he's Cumans in Empire Wars, that second TC is coming out immediately. Ooh, but look at this. Mr. Yo knows the name of the game. Hera going up to Castle Age. He knows his opponent's going to rush up to the next stage. He knows his opponent's going to try to punish him. So what does he do? With 4 villagers on stone? He's going to try to punish Hera. He's going to try to punish the Punisher. Ooh, interesting location for a tower. Denying a little bit of wood. The berry pickers, how far away are they from exhausting the bush? Okay, so they should be shooed away just as the bush gets depleted, although maybe there'll be like 10 or 20 food left on there. And what a fun little maneuver out of Mr. Yo. He's brought his spearmen along for the ride, by the way, knowing that the only way to deny this is with horsemen, otherwise known as scout units. Hera's still a minute away from the next age. Mr. Yo does not have the stone just yet for yet another tower. Is he just going to tower push into Hera? Well, absolutely. I mean, look at the villager lead. He's 14 villagers ahead of his opponent. Hera doesn't have the wood for another TC, so forget trying to compete economically. He's sending the villagers onto the other side of the map. He's got 630 stone, so now no longer a matter of if he's going to place a castle, but where is he going to place a castle. Now, is Hera going to be one of these players that places it for us to see before? Or is he going to be one of these players that first moves his villagers, and then when they're here, he'll place the castle? No, he places it before. Decent location. Maybe here would have been a little bit better to lane both town centers. In any event, on the other side of the map, a knight is out for our Viking. A knight is going to get hampered a little bit by villagers. Is Mr. Yo going to lose yet another villager? He does indeed. The knight does survive even without bloodlines. Okay, so it looks like he did relocate the castle a little bit. And now Mr. Yo pulls the village. A tower is going up. The palisade gate has been destroyed. Let's click on the castle and watch the progression. It's at 52, 53%. Mr. Yo is targeting individual villagers. There is action on the other side of the map as well, and the castle gets denied at 60%. Hera bought wood. Why is he buying wood? Absolutely incredible denial here. And Mr. Yo says, you know what? As long as you don't have your castle up, I'm not even going to bother chasing your villagers. I'll just bring my spearmen back. Absolutely epic. Hera brings even more villagers. How many do we have here? 12. So not only is he down 20 villagers right now, he just brought a third of his economy to the forward position. He has 300 stone. If he were to cancel this castle, which I'm hoping he doesn't, I'm hoping we get to see a big last-ditch effort. No, he bought stone. He's going to cancel it. Or is he? If he cancels, he only gets 40% back of 650. Yeah, he cancels it. He bought even more stone. What's 40% of 650? 260 stone? Oh, that is very sour. And yet again, Mr. Yo is bringing army. He's building a tower again. Mr. Yo is trying to figure out a strategy of denying punishing the second TC for the Cumans. And so far, I mean, so far so good. He is chasing knights. Hera, I'm sure, is happy to sacrifice those knights to the cause of the castle, as the castle should go up 93%. Villagers are twitching, glitching out as Hera furiously right-clicks on them. But you're not a Teuton castle. You do not have murder holes, so in theory, 2 scouts should be able to kill this castle. In theory, of course. A lot of things in theory are different than in real life. Second tower is still up. It's getting repaired. Interesting. I'm not too sure he would care so much about that tower to repair it now that Hera has his castle in the aggressive position. Can't really see what's going on here, but it looks like a scout died to a knight. The knight then dies to the tower. It's like a rock, paper, scissor. Knight beats scout. Tower beats knight. I don't know if this tower collapsed on its own or was destroyed by the castle. Seems kind of quick for the castle to destroy it, although I wasn't paying attention, so engrossed was I in that scout knight tower battle. Monsieur still has 4 of those original 5 villagers here. Now he's pressing into the market. Hero with the monastery. We've got a berserker out on the field. Okay, so Mr. Yo, like I said, Hera's been in Castle Age for what? The last 5 hours? Oh my goodness, gets another villager kill. The Berserker, much like the Georgian mounted units, are a unit you can use to attack and then run away with, because look at that regeneration. 40 HP on a 65 HP unit is a minute and a half, in-game minute and a half. And as I was about to say before I interrupted myself by fanboying out about the Berserker kill, here is that Mr. Yo just now clicking up to Castle Age. This sets you back so much. But has Mr. Yo cracked the code? Has he figured out how to defend with aggressive and defensive towers of your own? Berserker should get another villager. Might even get 2 or 3 more if he sticks around. Nope, Mr. Yo finally does notice that he's walking around with his axe. Oh yeah, you do not want to be this guy. You do not want to be this guy attacking a Berserker, who now will die to the town center. As the third Berserker pops out. Mr. Yo with a 3rd tower. Okay, so he's going to start denying the stone. He's going to start denying a little bit of food intake. Hera going up to his own second town center. So Hera's taking the primary gold of his opponent. Mr. Yo looks like he's taking... Why did I apologize. I thought this was a... I was going to say he's taking the second, rather primary stone of his opponent, but I apologize. For some reason, I thought this was a red mining camp. 1 berserker, 2 berserker, 3 berserker floor is what it takes to deny this gold mining, and Mysterio's 4 seconds away from Castle Age. He's got 428 stone. He's also going to plop down a castle. And once that castle comes out, will he go Kipchaks? And if so, will we get to see a Berserker Kipchak battle? I'm assuming that is not going to go very well for the Berserker at all, since it can get sniped and kited all the livelong day. For now, though, what does our Viking actually have back home? We know he's got an archery range here in the middle. We know he's got a castle here with a more and more never-ending stream of Berserker. They're going to catch out another villager. 10 villager kills to 10. On the other side of the map, Mysterio has managed to kill 10 villagers, as well as those trying to construct both castles. So currently, total kill count, 28 to 27. Mysterio's ahead 24 villagers at the moment. Hera has little to no military industrial structures. A barracks and a stable is what he has. And Mysterio says, you know what? I'm not going to even try to hide it from you. I'm just going to put a castle right here. Forget my gold. Forget my stone. I know you're going to come this way. I know you're going to try to attack my food. And now he's getting a monk. I think I saw a monastery also for our Viking, who so far has not accomplished much with his 2 monks. And Mysterio places just this big castle right in the middle of the attack path for our Viking. But our Viking slowly working away at this town center, slowly picking away at the gold. Remember, he is the Vikings, which means in Castle Age, the second he hits Castle Age, he does have handcart. So comparing apples to apples isn't exactly the correct way to go about things in terms of like if you have 10 villagers in Castle Age, as Mysterio does with only wheelbarrow, and your opponent is the Vikings and they've got 10 villagers with handcart, their 10 is better than your 10. What's the line from Animal Farms? Not some animals are more equal than others. Not all animals are equal, or something like that. And here come the Kipchaks. Unfortunately, no ballistics means that these Viking berserkers can maneuver a little bit. Oh, this is the last thing you want to do. I was talking a big game about kiting, but Mysterio might be paying attention on the other side of the map. But here we go. Now the kiting begins. Run, shoot, run, shoot, run, shoot. Is he going to risk it into the castle fire? He does a little bit and then backs away. 3rd TC for our Viking underneath the tower. Ballsy play here as he's relying on this knight and a garrison TC to take down that tower, which will give him access to the stone. Why does he want stone so much, our Viking? I thought maybe he would put it a little bit off campus where Mysterio couldn't really find him. But no, he is very much all about that stone, stone, stone. And there we go. I said those 2 monks were lazy, didn't get any conversions, and out come 2 Viking step lancers. So here we go. The monks, 3 total conversions, all military. And now he's going up to crossbows. Is our Viking. So let's see what's going on around the map as the Kipchak / Knight force is circling here to the north. We'll try to get a villager. Knight. RNG does not work in Hera's favor. Oh my goodness. Mr. Yo has Bodkin. Hera only has Fletching. So whereas this red line touches the castle, this blue line does not. And so he is free to shell away at Hera's castle all the livelong day as Hera chases yet again into a town center. Now these units are very, very strong, but their HP, rather their armor, I don't know why I said HP, their armor is not exactly great right now. And so running them underneath TCs may not be the best play here. Kipchaks to the back. Imperial Age for our Cuman. This is what happens when you do not punish the Cuman. Now the villager lead is down to a 13. So Hera is slowly catching up, but that's just because Mysterio was saving 1,000 food in order to go up to Imperial Age. If Mysterio was not interested in Imperial Age, whatever 1,000 divided by 50 food, 20 villagers, he would still have a lead in addition to the lead that he has right now of 11. An extra TC for him, grabbing a bit of that stone. Has Mysterio not seen? Yeah, he's seen the villagers mining the gold. I'm surprised he's not sending a few kipchaks here or something to try to deny that. Oh, and Mysterio was taking Hera's gold. I thought he would go for the stone, but he is in fact taking the gold. Hera punishes that with a crossbow force. Both players just tearing into one another. Kill count is still identical, 33 to 32, but one player is now in Imperial, which means where's that trebuchet? There it is. Hera's gonna know that that treb is popping out. He is halfway to the resources he needs for Imperial. Might want to cancel ballistics, to be honest. His small Viking army here huddled in the rear of his base. What does he have here? Bit of everything. 4 monks, 6 crossbow, 2 knights, 2 step lancers. Kipchaks to the north, continuing to maraud. Hera's... No, I was going to say only down 5 villagers, but there you go. I mean, what can you really do? Your opponent's an Imperial. Finally, you have Bodkin, so your castle can reach his castle, but you know what can reach your castle without any kind of contesting? It's a freaking trebuchet. And wow, Mr. Yo, lately with the Cuman play has been just absolutely fantastic. And Hera scouted. First of all, kudos to Hera for scouting this town center. Literally the second Mr. Yo started building it. His blue scout was here, and literally 1 second, even maybe less than a second, a fraction of a second before Loom actually kicked in, Hera managed to snipe a villager. So that was those were 2 very cool moves out of him, discovering the TC and punishing a villager for it. Then unfortunately for Hera, fortunately for Mr. Yo, towers went up here. Pushed him off whatever little food. Okay, I thought it would be 10 to 20. There's 8 berries left. But Hera just failing to punish. That first castle was fantastically placed. I want to say right here. So many structures have been destroyed by this Viking castle. I think it was like right here. I think Mr. built this market right on the southwest side of the castles, trying to maybe deny Hera's ability to keep constructing it. That was very sour. To lose that castle at 60%, having to cancel it, getting only 260 stone, basically losing 390 stone, detonets level loss, and then having to buy stone, rejig your entire economy, buy, sell, until you can afford this castle, and then that castle went up. And at that point, Mysterio was just comfortable. He was attacking over here. He eventually got his own castle up, expanded elsewhere. Has Hera even seen this? I mean, he's seen the farm. So you must suspect there's something here, but he hasn't actually had the opportunity to explore that area because he's being pressed on 1 side, 2 sides, and up until the time those towers all fell, 3 sides. And both players, I love that they're teefing each other's resources, in this case gold, but Hera failing to punish the greedy 2 town center Cuman play of his opponent. The Cuman's currently at 4 town centers, and even though I was as I was saying right as Hera GG'd that Mysterio's only ahead 5 villagers, that's because he was saving all of his resources to go up to the next and final age. And we were literally, speaking of a matter of, everything in this game is a matter of seconds. Hera discovers the TC within a second. He kills a villager within a second, and literally a microsecond away from that treb coming out, he realizes he's way too far behind. Doesn't even have the resources yet to go up to Imperial. Does have a lot of stone, which I was wondering earlier, why is Hera going so heavy on the stone? Let me know in the comments if you've got a theory about that. I mean, double stone. Really? Double stone as the Viking? Okay. I mean, if you want to plop down castles to get the gold and protect the gold from raiding of these very lightning fast cavalry units, remember, these guys move 15% faster now. 1.62 for a cav archer is just very, very fast, and unfortunately Hera, not able to punish the 2 town center play. As whether or not Hera failed to punish or Mr. Yo stopped him from punishing is the question that's kind of in my mind. Did Mr. Yo figure out a formula with these towers that would deny an opponent's ability to punish your town center, your second town center? Because as cool as those towers were, Hera just sent his villagers up here, and they just went all the way across the map and tried to get that second castle. So I'm wondering what the exact formula is here. It doesn't really matter in this particular matchup. Mysterio doing basically everything. towers abroad, towers at home, castle, beautiful defense. And wow, he also idled his economy for a while as he attacked Hera's construction project here. That big castle with everything he had. Everything he had. 8 berserkers, 16 Kipchaks. So numbers aren't exactly the craziest this game. But man, what a action-packed game. PKPM for Hera, 12 minutes in, Mr. Yo. Okay, well, there you go. My theory has twice now been disproved. Because well, I'm not going to spoil the other one, but this game, his PKPM is at the usual 11-second mark of the game, and he actually won this game. So my theory about his PKPM, as silly as it was, has now been proven wrong. Okay, and amongst all of that, Mysterio has managed, even though he was years behind his opponent getting up to Castle Age. I mean, look at where Hera came up to Castle at the 17-minute mark, Mysterio at the 26.5-minute mark. So literally 9.5 minutes later, and he still manages to get 2 relics over his opponent's 0. Just shows you how much pressure he was putting on Hera, that Hera had to keep his monks back home. Hera with the gold and the stone. Mysterio with the trash resources does have about a 20% bigger economy than his opponent. 3 conversions to 0, 8 raisings to 2. Hera, obviously the raising king in this game with this 1 castle, just absolutely knocking these structures and the towers getting destroyed here before. But holy moly, kill count. Mr. Yo ekes out 1 extra kill, takes it at 34-33. Hera does kill 2 extra villagers over his opponent, but ultimately the town center extra play is not punished. Mr. Yo holds against a decent amount of aggression out of Hera. And more importantly, went on the offensive. I mean, he Hera'd Hera. Hera, when he gets attacked, is the one who usually goes onto the other side of the map and attacks you right back. As you're trying to slap him in the face, he just slaps you right in the face. And that's exactly what Mr. Yo did here with static offensive structure and then the Kipchaks, even though a little underwhelming at the end of the day with 3 kills. But what an absolute fun game. Mr. Yo showing us the power that is the Cumans with a 35-minute hold. Imperial Age against Hera takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.